y'all doing today? It's your boy Jermaine from Shoveling Those Hogs, back with another video. And so for this video, I want to go over this new app that I started using to basically document all the information on my snakes, whether it be their weight changes, when they shed, their feedings, and things like that. When I first started this channel, I actually created an Excel document, basically doing that same thing. So I would manually document every time I fed my animals, as well as like the different size meal that they ate. But that kind of got a little tedious, and I found that using this app has been a lot more helpful in just for me being consistent with it. But before I get into that, I want to announce the winners of the names of my 3 new hognose snakes. I appreciate everybody that gave me name suggestions, as well as everybody that voted. So let's get right into it. So the first hognose I'm gonna reveal is gonna be my female normal 100% het Lucy. And because I received her on November 3rd, I wanted to give her a patriotic name. And so the 4 names that I put were Liberty, Betsy, Lucinda, and Peggy. And so 24 people voted, and with 41.7% of the votes, the winner is Peggy. So named after Peggy Carter, the character from Marvel. I think she was like the counterpart to Captain America. All right, so the next hognose is gonna be my female Toxic. The Toxic is the Xanthic Toffee, and 29 people voted for her. And the 4 names that I came up with were Storm, Cloud, Crypto, and Grace. And with 41.4% of the votes, the winner is Storm. All right, and so the last one is going to be my female Electric, which is the pink pastel albino with the albino gene combined into one. And the 4 potential names was Electra, Peach, Pearl, and Ruby. And 30 people voted for this, and with 53.3% of the votes, the winner is gonna be Peach. So yeah, those are the names. We got Peggy, Storm, and Peach for my 3 new hognose snakes. Like I said again, appreciate all y'all for voting and giving me the name suggestions. But with that being said, I'm gonna take y'all over to my phone, and I'm gonna give y'all a breakdown of this new app that I started using.
All right, how y'all doing? So I'm gonna show you how I record data for my hognose snakes using this free app on my phone, which is a lot easier and more convenient to use than using that Excel sheet that I originally created. So it's called Reptile Buddy, and I'll get right to it. So here's the home screen. So as you can see, they got 4 different things that you can click on: the animals that you own, breeding projects, genetics calculator, and schedule. So I'll go through each one of them. The first one, go over the animals, and as you can see, I have all my hognoses listed, or all my snakes listed right here. And so for example, we can go with Cheeto. So as you can see, I uploaded a picture of her. They have how much she weighs. I weighed her yesterday. She's a year of age. You can also put in the feedings, any kind of measurements, notes, and then here's the history of the feedings, as well as like a weight chart. And so basically, when you click these 3 little dots at the top, this is where you can kind of customize everything. And this is the screen whenever you first add an animal. So first you want to select a species, Western hognose snakes. There's also a lot of different reptile species that you can use, so it just doesn't have to be hognoses. I put the name Cheeto. You can put an additional identifier if you want. You can add a group, so this would be good if you have like a clutch of babies and you want to just name that clutch, so you can kind of know what the parents are, the gender, the actual morph, when she was born, if you want to put the length, the weight, and also the breeder. And then you can save that. And so I usually use this for feeding. And so all you do is, whenever it's feeding day, you just click this feeding button, you put what type of food item it is, and it gives you a large list to choose from. Right here I just have the mice and reptile links, but if you have another type of animal, you can go to edit food items. And look at this, they give you a whole bunch of lists of different type of food items down here. And let's say you don't see something that you that you haven't been feeding your animals, such as ReptiLink, you just go up top to add a food item, and then you can manually put in a food item that's not already uploaded into its database. And then also like that, you can actually put if the animal refused feeding, also if you added any kind of supplements or multivitamins. So we're going to go back. You can go to actions. And so this is like additional information that you can document. So if you gave your animal a bath, if you started breeding them, if you've cleaned them up, if they've defecated, shed, water change, you can all add those things into it. All right. And then one of the things that I really like about this app is that whenever you're selling your animals, if you want to give the customer a detailed breakdown of their feeding schedule, you can actually create a PDF file, which I'll show you right here. And then as you can see, you can select all these different things that you want to add to the PDF file. So what I'll do is I'll just put the feeding and I'll put weight change, and then I'll select that. See if we can generate a document, and here you go. So as you can see, I'll bring it up. It gives the list, the name of the hognose. It gives the actual scientific name, when the snake was born, the current weight, the morph, and then as you can see, it gives the dates of whenever I fed my animals, also what type of food I gave them. So this is very good that you can export and print out. All right, so, and I've basically done that with all my snakes, and you know what I'm saying, it's very helpful. So now let's go back to the home screen and go to the next thing. Now you have breeding projects. So the only breeding project that I have is Diablo and Tofu, which I hope to breed them in 2021. And so you basically select 2 of the snakes that you want to breed. And then what I like about it is, like with actions, you can put any notes, like the type of event. You can put when the first ovulation was, when you started pairing them, when eggs were laid, when they were hatched. Then you can go to the clutch. You can put how many eggs were laid, how many slugs, when they were hatched. And then because I have Diablo, I put in his morph super arctic anaconda, and Tofu's a anaconda arctic. Down below, it actually gives you what you can possibly produce, and also gives you the percentages of it, which I really like that as well. Next, we can go to the genetics calculator. As you can see, you actually pick the species of animal that you want. And so like with Western hognose snakes, and then you just pick the male, and then you put the female in. And this is one of the limitations of this app. I found that it doesn't have all of the morphs, but it is a pretty good calculator if you want to use that. If you don't think this is adequate enough, you can always go to Morph Market's genetics calculator, which I think is the best. But I'm glad that they have this feature on this app. And then the last thing is adding a schedule. So this is where you can put up basically a timer or just a reminder, whatever day of the week. And these are the things that you can schedule: the feeding, when you want to check their weights, when you want to clean, when you want to water change. You can do that for all your animals. You can do it for a specific group of animals, or you can do it for just a single animal, just as a reminder. And I think this is really good. And as you can see, you can enable push notifications where it will send an alert on your phone. Like if you feed on Fridays, this one particular snake, or it'll just alert you to make sure you don't forget. And so with that being said, that's basically the gist of this Reptile Buddy app. And I think it's very helpful. And like I said, it is free on a Google store. And I'm pretty sure it's available on an Apple store. So if you're somebody like me and like to keep detailed documentation of all your animals, definitely check out this app. And I'll see y'all later.